Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Outdoors. After a little vacation, we are back to the wood videos. Now you might be looking at this video and saying, what the heck? And what your eyes are looking at is actually about to happen. This is a hard maple log. It is a little over 8 feet long, and this log weighs approximately 1,000 pounds. This veneer log was purchased from us by John. John is an old world craftsman, and we featured him on here before, and we're featuring him again, and he's going to take us through the process of building a certain item out of this log. This is John. John hand builds heirloom furniture, things that you can pass down to your kids. We've offered to solve these logs for John, but John has a particular way of breaking them down, the old school way, the old world way. These are some of the things that John builds. Rocking chairs, one of a kind, Windsor chairs with cute dogs. No, the dog's not included. Now some of the utensils he builds are like salad forks and cutting boards. He carves spoons. And John is going to take us in the next series of videos through building these stools out of this log. All right, here we go. Don't cringe. Oh, and the log comes out of the truck. John's done this several times. He's bought several logs from us, so he must know what he's doing. Okay, so I hope you can enjoy this series as you come along with us. As John builds these stools out of part of this log, he's going to take us through the whole process. We're going to get the log over here and set up, and then he'll buck the log in lengths and then start breaking the log down to make these stools. Hope you enjoy these videos.
When I slip the truck out, it's going to hesitate the log coming down enough that I can get my bumper out without having the log land on the bumper. So let's give it a shot.
Well, that worked, and it looks like he missed his bumper again. He has told me in the past that he wasn't so fortunate and he did hit his bumper one time. I don't know how big the log was. Okay, so the only thing left now is to get the log turned and rolled over into place and set up on a couple of boards to buck it up into the lengths he needs. And then he'll start breaking down the log. Now the beauty of hard maple is look how big that heart is. That heart is maybe an inch in diameter. Hard maple has very little heart in it, and that's what makes it a premium wood for using on projects like chairs, stools, spoons, and forks that you have to carve out. Now as you watch John work by himself, he's going to set up pivot points on this log to help him turn the log. He's part engineer too.
Yep. Okay, now this is fine and dandy if I only have to roll the log straight ahead as I face it. If, however, I want to turn it in an opposite direction, in the opposite direction, I've placed a wedge underneath a piece of wood. I'm going to use the PV.
Now keep in mind, this log weighs close to 1,000 pounds, maybe over 1,000 pounds. It's very dense wood.
Able to rotate the log on that wedge that I've placed underneath it, so that now I can roll it straight ahead to place it in the position I need to use. PV comes in very handy, has a cant hook on it, gets around the log, and of course the leverage that you get from the arm makes all the difference as far as being able to roll a log. If you had 2 or 3 people, you could also roll a log that way. But again, this is a one-person operation. Two Brothers Outdoors is that they have slabs for sale, which we have a number of them that purchased, different types of wood. Basically, my use for the slabs are going to be for cutting boards, but obviously there are plenty of other things that you can make with the slab wood as you cut it out. Thank you.
Okay, so this heavy log just is not going to roll up on top of that 4x4. It can't get a grip on it, and the 4x4 keeps standing up. So we're going to have to back the log up, and we're going to have to build a progressive ramp to get it up on top of that 4x4. That figures, and is typical Murphy's Law thing. You get one side up, and now the other side has to start fighting you and won't crawl up on that 4x4. Okay, John has just about got the log set up. Once he has it set where he wants, he will cut a length off, start breaking it down for wood for the stools.
I started to work on 2 stools. So I cut a section of the log from the one that we unloaded in previous video. And I'm looking for the length of it first, which is 30 inches that I need. And now I'm splitting to get 2-inch blocks. And this just kind of worked out perfectly for me. With that 15-inch diameter log, I'm able to get my splits and get an even number of 2-inch blocks coming out here. So I've drawn out, this is a fourth of the log, the diameter of the log. Yesterday when I split, I ran into a problem. Compressed fibers, which indicated that there was probably an early knot in the tree, and the tree grew around it, and it didn't expose itself until I opened it up. So anyway, this section of the log looks good. And what happens is, this is a finished piece of what I'm looking for. 2-inch square, actually I got it rounded a little bit, and 30 inches long. However, when I did other parts of the log, I ran into that compressed fiber, which forced me to cut off, and instead of getting a full length of leg, I'm going to end up with being able to turn stretches for that stool.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to score this log. Normally, when you split, try to split equal parts. So you have two halves. Sometimes you can get away with making one piece a little less than that, but for the most part, an even split is what we're looking for.
Break.
All right, so we got the first split down the middle. Now I'm going to split this section, which actually comes out to be 1/8 of the log, diameter of the log. I'm going to split this, and this is going to be approximately in half also. This will give me two 2-inch squares. Okay, this section of the log is 4 inches, slightly more than 4 inches across, and so I'm going to divide that in half so that I end up with my two 2-inch squares. There's still another section on that which is 2 inches. So these parts were together this way, and so we've gotten 3 parts. I'm going to take this over to break and use a froe to split this one. So these are almost ready to be placed on the lathe. What I'm going to do next, while I'm outside, I'm going to use a hatchet and I'm going to round the corners. We're square here, and this would work on the lathe, although it's a little easier if I can round these over.
Yes.
Okay. This is one of those cases where chopping fast, swinging hard, not a priority. The priority is in accuracy, and I'm just trying to, as I said before, to take off the edge so it's a little more rounded. I'm also going to get rid of the bark. And that just makes it a little cleaner when we get onto the lathe. Okay, so the next part of the video, we're going to take our work inside, we're going to take our billets inside, and put it on the lathe and show you how we round out this piece. So now we've come inside. We have the roughed out billet, which is going to be a leg for the stool. And by eye, I'm simply going to find center so that I can mount mount this piece of wood on the lathe. Um, 3/4 inch rough and gouge, and what we're going to do is to try to get this down to a round cylinder shape. Okay, a couple of things. First of all, we have our round shape, or piece is rounded. What I didn't mention is when I split the wood out of the log, I wait at least a day before I go to this next step. And the reason for that is that there's a tremendous amount of moisture in the wood. In fact, it actually splashes out if you get right on it after you split it out. So I waited at least a day. And now that I have a round form here, it's going to be so much easier to go to the next step, which will be to lay out the leg, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to let this piece dry again for another couple of days, get some of the moisture out, and we'll be able to proceed to the next step. A couple of things I want to point out here. First of all, my lathe is an entry-level lathe, 1.5 horse motor, nothing elaborate about it, but what's important to me is the fact that I can do long spindle work as well as bowls up to 14 inches if I want to get into that particular task at hand, and I do some bowls on occasion. So we'll stop right here, and then we'll pick up.
Okay guys, we will continue this on the next video just as soon as we get it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell. You don't want to miss the next video. And until the next one, we will catch you later. And don't forget to thumbs up.